This is nothing like before.
I'm Batman.
And, one more thing.
Batman Arkham Shadow has brought me back to 2009 when Arkham Asylum came out and the world was blown away with a game that truly captured putting on the boots of the Dark Knight. As we take a look at Arkham Shadow in VR, I'll show you 5 things that make this game stay true to the series, and I'll even show you how to get a possible but limited discount on Batman Arkham Shadow. Before we get to those 5 points, let's talk about the beginning of the game. You're not Batman. But this short tutorial really helped to set the mood, showing you the nasty underbelly that Batman is up against. There's a few things to pick up and look at, but mostly this is just a fun way to introduce the story of the Rat King and to show you the basic controls, which are simple enough. But where things really start to get interesting is point number 1, the combat. Just like when I played Batman Arkham Asylum back in 2009, the combat in this game blew me away. There's all sorts of big games that have come out in the past year since the MetaQuest 3 has come out, like Assassin's Creed or Asgard's Wrath 2, and people have raved about those combat systems, but to be honest, I've never been impressed. The combat in Batman Arkham Shadow is absolutely amazing. It's just as pivotal as it was in Batman Arkham Asylum. It's really the same type of controls. In a way, it's exactly like the controls on the old consoles, where you push X and A and B and all that and try to keep up with what the bad guys are doing. But it's also completely different because instead of pressing buttons, you're using your fists and you're doing punches, whether it be straight punches left and right. You even grapple the enemy and you could like shake them left and right and knock them out. You can jump on people from gargoyles, come up from vents, everything that you see in the regular Arkham games, only this time you're actually doing it. I really can't describe the feeling to you other than just recommending that you get the game yourself, which hopefully will be a little bit cheaper with the discount I'll tell you about later. The second thing I want to talk about is the gadgets. So far, I've only completed about 10 or 15% of the game, so I've gotten to use the Batarang, I've gotten to use the grappling guns, smoke bombs, and not to mention his cape. Most of the controls in this game are pretty simple, but I had a little bit of trouble figuring out the cape. You just reach your arms behind you, press the triggers, and then pull your arms out, just like if you were pulling your cape out to spread it out to glide. You can glide over drop areas, or you can glide down on bad guys and kick them. The Batarang was so simple. I was afraid the Batarang was going to be really difficult to use. Once you pull out the Batarang from your chest, you automatically have a sight pop up in the middle of your vision, and you just aim that wherever you want it to go, and that's where the Batarang will go. And that same sight will pop up and let you know if there's an area that you can grapple onto. And grappling is really simple. You just put your arm out and you push A. The fact that these controls are so smooth really helps add to the feeling of it being Batman. When I first realized how simple they were, I was kind of disappointed. I thought that it was going to be too streamlined, but honestly, if it wasn't streamlined, I'd be fumbling around with things and probably wouldn't feel like Batman at all. The smoke bomb is really easy. You just take it off your wrist and throw it down at the enemies, and it confuses them. They can't see anybody, but don't use your smoke bomb unless you really have to, because there's a time limit for you to be able to use it again. And all of these things, there's different upgrades as you earn experience points. So if you feel like, hey, I want 2 Batarangs, or I want to upgrade this or that, just wait, keep punching people, keep getting experience, and you will be able to upgrade things as it goes along. Number 3, this part absolutely made the game in the Arkham series, and it is true to this one as well. Predator mode. Man, again, this took me straight back to Arkham Asylum. Hanging bad guys from gargoyles, popping up on them out of vents, flying down on them, throwing smoke bombs. I mean, everything was just so perfect, but the difference is this time you're actually doing it yourself. It was awesome. I remember when I first played Arkham Asylum, I would get so excited when I would enter a room and realize it was time for Predator mode, and the feeling was exactly the same in this game. Every time I came up and I saw a big room full of guys with guns, and there were vents down below and gargoyles everywhere, I was like, yes, because that's the moment that you truly feel like Batman. But it's not the only moment you feel like Batman. Point number 4, detective mode. Detective mode is very similar to its console counterparts, but there's something totally different going on whenever you yourself are searching for the clues as Batman and not just looking at it on a screen. You reach up and you grab the side of your headset to enter in detective mode, and that's when you start to see all the electrical wiring and you see the heartbeats of the bad guys. You see how calm they are, what kind of weapons they have. Whenever you go into detective mode, your headset, or your cowl, I guess, is constantly searching things on the walls and giving you clues. And don't worry, you don't have to remember the clues. Just in case your brain isn't as smart as Batman, things like numbers and stuff will be there for you after you found the clues, if you're trying to unlock a keypad or something. But detective mode was spot on, done extremely well. Number 5, this game, like the others, has collectibles, which give replayability, just like the other games. There's these rat radios that you have to go around and destroy. It isn't totally necessary for the story, but it does make it so that whenever you replay the levels, you have something else you can go and do that was different from before. So after you destroy the rat radios, you also have to find these Rat King statues. I didn't find very many of them, and I was looking hard for special places. So it's pretty fun to look around for the different vents you can go into, areas you can go under, stuff to turn off to help you get into other places. It was really done really well. I can't wait to get back in and find more of those collectibles and replay the levels that I've already played so far. And if you're wondering if this game is open world, no, it's not open world. It's very much level based like the original Arkham Asylum, but it's still a lot of fun. I don't know why you would think it would be open world, or it should be, but just to answer your question, if you have that, it's not. There are so many Easter eggs. Vicky Vale was the girlfriend in the first Batman movie. Zatanna is one of the Justice League members, well, depending on what storyline you're reading. Talking up close and personal with Harvey Dent and Commissioner Gordon adds a new level of immersiveness that I kind of expected from VR, but whenever you're dealing with Batman, it's just so much more intense because of the brooding nature of it all, the mood that they captured so perfectly. It was extremely well done. If you want that discount, check out my description and don't forget to see what else these developers have made in this video right here.
Thanks, Batman.
You're welcome, Channing Tatum.